runner wants to know how to run more efficiently, how to run more economically with proper technique. Now, the good news is that you can get great running technique by only knowing 3 principles. These are 3 universal principles that apply to every runner. Even though running form is very variable, we all have unique mechanics, we all have unique physiologies that impact how we run. But there are some universalities that govern everyone's running form. And number 1 is cadence. Cadence is your step rate, or how many steps you take per minute. When we talk about cadence, we're always talking about cadence during an easy run. So it's not during a faster workout or during a race. It's when you're running an easy effort. If your easy running pace is faster than 10 minutes per mile, you probably want to have a cadence of 170 steps or more per minute. But if you're running slower than 10 minutes per mile, it's okay if your cadence is a little over 160 steps per minute. There's no one perfect way of counting and calculating your cadence. Simply count how many steps you take in a given minute, and that's your cadence. If you found out that your cadence is lower than what some of our recommendations are, a good way to improve your cadence is to take shorter, quicker steps. But you want to do this at the same pace. And this is a little bit challenging for a lot of runners, so a helpful way of improving your cadence while running the same pace is to do this on a treadmill. You can keep the pace constant while playing around with your cadence and gradually getting a feel for what a faster cadence looks like. Another element of sound running form is foot strike. But we're not going to talk about how your foot is striking the ground. We're going to talk about where your foot is striking the ground in relation to the rest of your body. I'm sure you've heard that a heel strike is bad and that you want to be landing instead on the ball of your foot or the midfoot of your foot. While there's a grain of truth to that, it's way more important to land appropriately in relation to the rest of your body. So if you are landing far out in front of your body, you likely have an aggressive heel strike. That's the type of heel strike that we want to avoid. If you're landing underneath your body, which is how we should be landing, then this is going to prevent a lot of that aggressive overstriding. It's going to make you more economical. It will prevent aggressive heel striking, and it's much easier on your joints. And finally, our third principle of good running form is your posture. It's always helpful to have good posture when you're running, not just for performance, but for preventing injuries. And so while you're running, you should have an athletic, tall posture. Your back should be straight. You should be looking straight ahead with your shoulders back and down. And this posture will prevent some of the slouching that is common among many runners, particularly beginner runners. An effective cue to help you maintain proper posture while you're running is to imagine that there's a string attached to the top of your head, and that string is being pulled up like a puppeteer would pull up a puppet. Having that string attached to the top of your head and being pulled up is going to remind you not to slouch, to keep your shoulders down and relaxed, and to keep your head in a neutral position looking straight ahead.